Hi everyone, today we want to talk about cassava farming in Nigeria. Good news is Nigeria is, I think, the largest producer of cassava all over the world. But bad news is, even up to today, we still have cassava finished product being imported into our country. That is very bad for us, and you really would not believe how this game is being played on us, and I'm going to explain. Of course, by now you understand the way the game of crude oil is being played against us. Now, in the past, I don't know the time you are watching this video, maybe things has actually improved. The way it happens is they take our crude oil to refine somewhere else, United States or any other countries. After refining, they sell it to us bad. That is very bad. It's as good as me coming to your house, take your rice, cook it, and sell it for you. No, very bad. Now, why am I telling you this? There are still opportunity in this angle, which nobody seems to be looking at right now. Now, up to today, you still have cassava finished products being imported into our country. And you wonder if Nigeria is the biggest cassava producer all over the world, how come do we still import cassava finished products? What happens is somebody from India comes to Nigeria, buy all our cassava, take it to India, refine it, bring it back as gari, and Nigeria buy it. Somebody from even Cotonou does similar things. Somebody from Australia does similar things. Now, why we are here thinking government is responsible for our woe and they have to be the one to solve it. Now, I just said that to mess around and to just kind of like open your mind to a lot of other things we really have to change in this angle. Now, watching this video shows that you are interested in cassava farming in Nigeria, and I would like to share with you one or two things which may be of good help. To start with, preparing your farm for cassava is, the first thing most people do. But what some other people may not consider is that you have to consider the market, even before you kind of like get your location set. You have to consider the market because transportation from your farm to market is going to influence, how you end up making profit or run into loss. And at the same time, the buyers that are available, which of course it is, in this part of the world, people rush to business hoping that there is a ready-made market. The reason why people assume this is because media is always busy telling us stories, and media is kind of like being programmed to go in a certain direction, and by the time they are being programmed for that direction, they don't turn back. So what most people believe is, because everybody is talking about agriculture now, it must be a very good thing for me to go and get started on time, and because everybody is talking about it, the market is going to be there. No, it is not always so. In most cases, you really have to understand the market, or even at times know the market before you choose the location of whatever you want to produce. In this case, cassava business. So I advise you, please invest some time, some moment to kind of like understand cassava processing, cassava market, that is raw market, processing market in your area. And another thing you have to consider is, are you actually going to producing the cassava from the raw and processing it into the finished good, which is gari and the likes. Now, if that is your plan, of course, you really have to make it a standard that is going to meet the modern, so to say, imported ones. You can't cry enough thinking Nigeria up to today are still importing gari. Imagine, we import rice, we are still importing gari. Now, so the location of your farm has to be considered as a good place while you consider the market by the other side. Now, the other thing is that, planting your cassava, which is another question somebody may want to ask now. Can I plant my cassava with other crops? Answer, yes. Yes, because cassava can cohabit with the likes of maize, the likes of, I think, even rice, but you may not want to go to rice, but of course you can be sure of maize. This allows you to utilize the farm very well. Now, the other thing you may want to consider is the variety. The way it happened is in the 60s, in the 70s, when cassava plantation just getting started, what our forefather does, what they did was just get cassava stem, plant it, stay the next 2.5, 3 years, harvest it. Now, as time goes on, some people are getting concerned that we could improve this yield. I mean, why must you wait 3 years before we harvest our cassava? And there are kind of different institutes that devoted their time into researching how to get improved variety of cassava. I think late 80, which I may not be very specific here because I really don't have it up here, they come up with improved variety of cassava all over Nigeria, and that becomes the new trend. But that did not last until there is a disease outbreak. Now there is a pest outbreak which really affected that improved yield. So researcher who has actually devoted their time and life to this have to go back to the drawing board. How can we improve this thing even further before they get to certain level where we are now, that we now have the improved variety of cassava. Now, I have to tell you this because it will not make a lot of sense for you to invest your money into hectares of cassava and you use wrong variety, and the outcome of that is you have to wait longer than necessary, and even the outcome, which is the end produce, is not going to worth it. Now, how do you get such improved variety? I think as of now, the most authoritative place is IITA, that is in Ibadan. IITA is like institute that is devoted to researching agriculture and improvement on modern agriculture. So they sell, if you are, for instance, you are thinking about plantain, they sell plantain seed, they give advice about corn, they sell I think cassava, they tell you the best yield and sort of things like that. So if you are really serious about this, you may take a trip to IITA in Ibadan. Another question you may want to ask is, what is the best soil for cassava? Very simple, deep loamy soil. I think, yeah, deep loamy soil is the best for cassava. Why this opinion could be very depending on who is saying it. This is what I think is right as of now. Deep loamy soil is the best soil you could choose for your cassava. All right, having discussed all this, from market to choosing the right location to the appropriate variety to few other things I've discussed with you, I would like to round off by this advice. The best way for you to go far in anything you are doing, in this case, cassava farming, is to actually tap into the experience of people who have gone ahead of you. So the best advice I give people always is look out for somebody who has been into this business for a couple of years, then employ him if possible. He would tend to use his 5, 7, 10 years experience for you while you're paying for it. Now, the second best advice is, if you are not able to get that, get somebody who is on the farm. I mean, somebody who has a farm or has, operated a farm, cassava farm before, but now is busy. They can actually guide you as a consultant, giving you the right advice. Do this, don't do this, do that, and sort of things like that. Now, if you have difficulty in any of this way, you can reach out to us on the number you are seeing on your screen. Now, if you give us a call, what we do basically is we attach you with our nearest associate farm to you, cassava farm, which is going to be a farm which we have farmers or farmer that you can go into, see the way things are being done, or take one of those farmers which is in our partner to work with you, kind of like sharing their experience, their knowledge into, oh, this is how to do it, this is how to do it, this is how we do it, and it kind of like rescuing you from unnecessary mistake and error. Thank you so much for watching this video. We will be happy and glad to work with you if there's opportunity. Kindly dial the number on this screen and let's talk about your project and how we can use our experienced farmer for your good as you are planning for cassava farming in Nigeria. Thank you.